The world is changing. For decades after the fall of the Soviet Union, the United States enjoyed a position of unrivaled global leadership. Today, that dominance is being challenged. China's rise as an economic and military power is reshaping the international landscape. This shift in the balance of power creates new risks, particularly the risk of conflict between these two giants. The history of rising powers is replete with conflict. From Athens and Sparta to Britain and Germany, the emergence of a new challenger has often led to war. While history does not repeat itself, it often rhymes. Understanding the dynamics of this rivalry is essential for anyone who cares about the future. The stakes could not be higher. Both the United States and China possess nuclear weapons, making the prospect of war terrifying. Moreover, a conflict between these two economic powerhouses would devastate the global economy. The purpose of this essay is not to predict war. Rather, it is to analyze the potential for conflict, to understand the risks, and to highlight the importance of preventing such a catastrophe. While a direct all-out war between the US and China remains unlikely, several flashpoints could ignite a larger conflict. The most dangerous of these is Taiwan. For China, Taiwan is a renegade province that must be brought back into the fold, by force if necessary. For the United States, Taiwan is a democratic ally and a vital link in the chain of US alliances in the Pacific. The South China Sea represents another potential flashpoint. China claims sovereignty over most of this strategically vital waterway, a claim disputed by several Southeast Asian nations. The United States, while not a claimant in these disputes, has a strong interest in maintaining freedom of navigation in the region. Recent incidents have heightened tensions in both of these hotspots. In the South China Sea, a collision between Chinese and Filipino vessels in early 2024 underscored the potential for miscalculation and escalation. China's increasingly aggressive military exercises near Taiwan further raise concerns. It's important to note that neither the US nor China actively seeks war. However, in a crisis, miscalculation, accidents, or nationalist fervor could easily lead to an unintended escalation. China's military capabilities have grown dramatically in recent years. The People's Liberation Army now boasts a modern navy, a rapidly expanding air force, and an increasingly sophisticated arsenal of ballistic and hypersonic missiles. While the US military remains the most powerful in the world, China's growing military might is shifting the balance of power in the Pacific. Of particular concern to US strategists is China's growing ability to deny the US military access to the Western Pacific. This anti-access/area denial strategy relies on long-range missiles, submarines, and cyber warfare capabilities to keep US forces at bay. The strategic importance of Taiwan in this military calculus cannot be overstated. Taiwan's geographic location coupled with its sophisticated air defenses makes it a key to controlling the Taiwan Strait, a vital waterway for Chinese naval operations. The US response to China's military buildup has been multifaceted. The US is investing heavily in new technologies including hypersonic weapons, unmanned systems, and artificial intelligence. The US is also strengthening its alliances in the region, particularly with Japan, South Korea, and Australia. Preventing war between great powers is a complex and challenging endeavor. Deterrence, the ability to convince an adversary that the costs of aggression outweigh the benefits, remains a cornerstone of US strategy. However, deterrence in the 21st century requires more than just military might. The US is pursuing a strategy of integrated deterrence which seeks to leverage all elements of national power, military, economic, diplomatic, and technological to deter Chinese aggression. This approach recognizes that military strength alone is insufficient to deter a determined adversary. Diplomacy is also essential. While competition between the US and China is inevitable, and in some areas unavoidable, it is crucial to maintain open channels of communication and to seek areas of cooperation. Managing crises, preventing misunderstandings, and building guardrails against escalation are all essential functions of diplomacy. Ultimately, avoiding war between the US and China will require a combination of strength, wisdom, and restraint on both sides. The stakes are too high and the consequences of failure too horrific to allow this rivalry to spiral into conflict.